All right, so section 8.7. We're solving quadratic using the square roots method. So we've been factoring method, graphing method, quadratic formula, and now we're doing the square roots method for 8.7. My recommendation, which I'll show you again how to do that, is always try graphing method first. If that doesn't work, then go to the others as last resorts. But here's the other method, square roots methods, where our quadratic equation looks exactly like this, where bx is missing. But you still create a quadratic graph. So here our example we have here. Here's our steps in this box, okay? We're gonna isolate the x squared, meaning that if I have x squared plus 49 equals 0, I'm gonna add 49 to both sides of the equal sign, and it'll look like x squared equals 49. If my pen will work, it was working. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to, step 2 is take the square root of both sides. Okay, so I'll take a square root of the x squared, square root at 49. And when I do that, I'm gonna have two answers. Okay, my answers are going to be because when you take a square root of a number, remember square root of number or numbers are usually that number multiplied by itself. So if I had a -7 times a -7, that would equal positive 49. If I had a 7 times 7, that also equals positive 49. So same signs multiplied together makes it positive. So that's why this will work for the square roots method when you are missing the bx. So I'll go over a couple examples. So number 1, I got x squared plus 16. My first step is I'm going to isolate the x by itself. So it'll be plus 16 cancels out, equals, and it'll be x squared equals positive 16. Then I take the square root. So I'm going to just get a red pen to show you that I take the square root of both of them. And it's going to change to two answers because a -4 times -4 makes a positive 16. A 4 times positive 4, or positive 4 times positive 4 also equals 16. So x will equal -4 and positive 4. Remember, put curly brace. I'll show you one more. So here I have x squared plus 25 equals 0. Subtract 25 from both sides of the equal sign. Cancels out. X squared equals -25. Take the square roots of both the x squared and that -25. Now, if I take a square root of a negative number, you will not get a solution there, okay? So even if I plug into Desmos a square root of a negative number, it says undefined. So in this case, let me change that color back to blue. X will equal no solution. So we're going back to number 2. So I skipped over from 1 to 3. I wanted to show you that one by hand. For number 2, I'm going to plug this into Desmos and show you how we can solve this. So I'm going to plug this into our calculator, and it'll be x squared minus 100. So there's my graph of this x squared minus 100. I'm going to hit where across the x-axis. I don't care about the y-axis. I just care about the x-axis. And there's our 2 points where across the x-axis. So our answer for this one will be x equals curly brace -10 and positive 10. Okay, so you can save yourself some time from doing that, from doing the square roots and such. You can plug in the Desmos for that. All right, your assignment for today is on Peer Deck, and I'll show you how to type in your answers in the next segment. So the last segment of your 8.8 solving by square roots practice is the Peer Deck. So what we're gonna do is take the square root of x squared minus 9 equals 0. We're going to simplify that, and that's going to turn into, let's see if I can draw on here. It's not going to be my best drawing. No, can't draw on here. All right, sorry. So number one, I'm going to go ahead and give you that answer. X will be equal to curly brace, -7, and 7, close the curly brace. Make sure on your Peer Deck you type it exactly like that. Okay, make sure you type the negative number first if there is a negative number, and then a positive number. Okay, if you have any no solutions on there, be sure to type it. If it counts it incorrect, I'll go back and change the answer for you, but that's how you'll type those answer. Just make sure, because this Peer Deck will only do in numerical order. I typically don't care if it's in numerical order or not, from least to greatest, but the Peer Deck does account for numerical order, so make sure you put the negative number first, then the positive number for your answer, or the smaller number first, then the positive number for your answer in this certain Peer Deck assignment.